I know I apologize a lot, and I'm sorry for repeating myself. It's just that I don't know if you are stumbling on my content for the very first time. I want to talk about two completely different topics. And I don't know how long this video is going to be, because I don't edit anything. I just record and upload right away, because I don't want to waste time editing. And if you've noticed, like, sometimes my titles don't make any sense. It's just like, you have to understand, as a mass uploader, right? Everything I do is just like to make my life easier, right? So even trying to come up with a unique title, that takes extra brain power, right? By the time I am done doing my spiel and talking for like 20 minutes or an hour, etc., because when I usually dedicate a day to recording, this shit basically sucks all the life force energy out of me. And then, of course, by the time I get to the back end of the operation of having to upload this shit, it's just like, I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I don't want to look at it. When I say I don't want to look at it, look, I have two cameras going. When I say that I don't want to look at it, I mean I don't want to look at anything that reminds me of work, right? So for instance, just the sight of my tripods, which the number of my equipment is growing, right? Because like right now I have the light on a tripod, and then I have two cameras set up on tripods. And remember, the entire time that I was traveling, I had no tripod. And now I've got like, I don't know how many. I've got that one extension arm thingamajigger that I like as soon as it fell over, I was like, ah, great, that was a bad purchase. Okay. I wanted to talk about two separate topics. The first one is, I've mentioned to you guys before, Ken Jung, I don't know if it was like Jung Global Business or whatever the fuck his name, the channel name is. It's the bald guy, the lawyer, who focuses mainly on Vietnam related content, right? I respect him because he does talk about a lot of the things, like he's trying in his best way to warn people about, what to avoid, right? So previously, I've talked about traveling to Vietnam and what I like and don't like about it. But, with all these new developments, I would say with regards to, well, first of all, I'm just going to put everything like in my words, right? Because I told you I'm usually multitasking like all the time. Whether I have a subliminal playing, Reiki, anti-insects, and then of course whatever else kind of content I happen to be consuming at that time, right? Look, I want to fucking stretch a little bit. But anyways, look, I got shit everywhere. I gotta stop saying that, because everything you say is an affirmation, right? Look, see, I need somebody else to fix the camera. This is why I need slaves. Because if I bend down, then it's not a good angle. But let me just fix it again. That way I can have a better angle. Okay. The very first thing is with regards to Vietnam that I personally do not like is you cannot log on to adult sites, right? They are censored. You cannot log on to adult stuff. So that is very challenging for me. Obviously, you know where I spend the bulk of my time, of my free time. So the entire time that I was in Vietnam, like 3 months, because that's how long you could get the visa for, right? The entire time, it was just really hard for me. Well, the entire time that I was traveling, right? Staying in uncomfortable hostels, not having my, magic wand, giving them free advertising, just saying their name. Look, see, I like that you guys can see right away that this is a different backdrop. That is the bed that I sleep on, the mattress. It's not even a fucking mat. It's just, it's what I'm sleeping on instead of the actual bed. Then I have my new speaker on this fucking chair. I think the issue is that I'm just so picky with everything. But anyways, the first issue is I cannot log on to adult sites, right? It's a communist, socialist country. Then I think they talked about the health certificate, like you have to do a health declaration. So the reason why I told you guys about Ken Young, Young Global Business, whatever the fuck his channel name is, if you have a chance and you really want to look into this further for more clarification, I highly recommend to just subscribe to him. Look, I keep telling you to subscribe to other people, but not me. I like to support other people, right? I mean, everybody should subscribe to me because I'm fucking awesome. But anyways, he talks about how they can ban you from leaving the country, right? Basically, just think of no freedom. We're slaves. I know I keep saying this. It's just so hard. How do I change my inner dialogue? How do I change my self-talk, like with regards to manifestation, which is something different, right? Because here I am talking about like a banking issue. And then I also wanted to talk about the wildlife here. So that was the two things that compels me to turn on the cameras again. Despite the fact that after I was done uploading today, I was like, okay, I'm done for today. But here I am, yet again, because I have nothing else to do to kill the time. No, I mean, I have other things to do. Like, I was trying to play Scrabble, and then I got paired up. So I got paired up with somebody who was a higher scored player than me. I think they were ranked like 20 or something, and I'm like 17. So they played a word, and I was like, oh, fuck. Like my brain was like, oh my god, I just didn't even want to deal with those stupid fucking letters. So yeah, I think I played like, cause they played the first word was like badge. And then I put badger and then some other word. So I thought that was a decent word. And then they came back with something and I was like, what the fuck? It was like a 40 points against 18. I was like, ah, get the fuck out of here. I was just like, I give up, man. Anyway, so that was the first thing. And then, of course, I already showed you guys my new books, right? Obviously, I haven't bothered cracking them open at all. It's just like, I I kind of just find myself falling back on what's easier, right? It's just easier for me to turn on the fucking cameras and do more fucking videos. Like, it's just easier for me to fucking, you know, I know there are, like, motivational people or, like, gurus who always tell you to do the hard thing, right? Do those hard things that you're avoiding and procrastinating on, right? I just feel so impatient, you know, whenever I think about all the things that I want to manifest and how, oh, I already have all these things, right? I have nothing to worry about. That's why I'm just giving you guys all my fucking free time, free energy and free time. Because I have nothing to worry about, because all my manifestations already came true. Everything is in the now, blah, 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 blah. Look, 11 minutes. So I already killed 11 minutes. And, I mean, do I really want to share that much information? Like, I only share everything else about my life with you guys. I feel like I want to get another dental cleaning. Because I told you guys I'm kind of lazy. Look, that everything you say is an affirmation. But, you know, these are the things that I'm aware of. You know, like, well, what's easier? I'd rather just fucking pay for a dental cleaning instead of, like, sitting there with a fucking... By the way, these things are laced with probably fluoride, right? So, between my CT brain and just, like, the paranoia of, you know, like... For example, I'm just like, these are some of my thoughts that, you know, just randomly pop into my brain throughout the day. You know, I'm just like, you know, well, there wouldn't be, I'm just like, well, God, why do we have to have so many bugs, right? And I don't like bugs, and I don't want to have to kill them either. Nobody said I had to kill them, but I just don't want them in my fucking space. I don't want them in my way. And actually, speaking of bugs, I stinking spotted and killed a cockroach. And it was like way too close for comfort. It was on the curtain on my bedroom door. I was like, oh, hell no. So... Today, I ended up using the one-touch spray thing-majigger outside. So, this is the first time that I sprayed it twice. So, I sprayed it in the storage room, and then I also sprayed it, like, just outside in the perimeter. Usually, I mean, I would like to try and spray it in here, but then at the same time, I'm, like, scared to inhale that shit. Like, I know the air fucking circulates everywhere. But, you know, I usually don't want to, like, use it unless if I'm leaving the premises altogether. Like, meaning leaving and going to town. Well, like, I just want to use it, so it's just like, well... It's kind of like a double-edged sword. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like, do I just want to be nasty and having, you know, creepy crawlies in my space, you know? I do want to say that, I think yesterday, when I used the anti-insect thing, this thing is like strangling me. I had 2 phones. So, like, that's my new thing now, is I'll put the anti-insect frequency playing on 2 separate phones. So I have it, like, wrapped up in a plastic bag because I don't want anything touching it. And speaking of, like, nasty shit, the other, like, I think it was yesterday, I don't know, like, what the bag of material was, but like somebody had left abandoned. Well, I mean, maybe they might still be using it because like one of my neighbors is doing like building or some sort of like construction type of work. And every day they're going at it. Like they're basically building a new house, right? And I'm assuming that this bag of shit, like maybe it's like cement or some shit. Well, I mean, I was like cutting the grass because I cut the grass even outside of my property. And I was like lifting it to try and cut the grass on that space, on that spot. And I swear to you, that was like the first site closest to X Factor that I've ever seen in my entire life. Having seen, well, actually no, I take that back. Because the closest thing to like X Factor in real life for me was when my sergeant took us to the cave in Okinawa, and then he told us that the cave was full of cockroaches. So that was the grossest thing ever. But like, aside from that, because that was like a bajillion fucking roaches, like the big ones, and I accidentally killed like 5 or 6 of them without even trying to kill them. That's how many there were. But yeah, when I tried to move the bag of like cement powder or whatever the fuck it was, I saw like all these like white, I guess they were like grubs or something. I don't fucking know what the fuck these bugs were, but it was just disgusting. It was disgusting. It just like makes your skin crawl just seeing it. I was like, ew, that is so fucking disgusting. Like, I don't even want that. I don't want that shit near my property. So of course I had to like grab my can of poison and spray the hell out of that shit. I don't think that shit was working on it either. Because like usually when I spray ants, they usually are like demolished right away. Like instantly. But these fucking grubs, I feel like they're like immune to that shit. So yeah, that was like pretty fucking nasty. But look, this video is already getting too long.